Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Nibatwanebum Jude, former high school teacher, and I'm so excited to have you guys here. So on this channel, we talk about immigration issues. We talk about how to look for employment opportunities and educational opportunities abroad. And on this channel also, I share with you my lifestyle as an international student in Canada. So guys, in today's video, I will be sharing with you how to create a secure portal where you can use to do all your applications in Canada. So there is a portal in Canada where immigrants use to provide, like, to do all applications for whatever program they want to do in Canada. And so whether you're applying for a work permit, a visitor's visa, a study permit, you have to go through this portal. And this is it's kind of like a portal that most immigration agents have kept away from the public. And so today I will be sharing with you what you can do to create this portal, how you can create the portal and upload your documents on this portal to be able to make these applications by yourself. So please hang on, stay with me as I walk you through this process. So this particular video, it's going to be a three-part series video, and the part one is talking on how to create an IRCC account. So IRCC is Immigration, Refugee, Citizenship Canada. So how to create an IRCC account, and then on that account to be able to make the various applications that we have. So I will walk you through the process of creating the account and how to fill in the questionnaire on this account. In the second part of the video, I will walk you through how to fill the various forms when you want to apply for maybe visitor's visa, work visa, and student visa. And in the third part of this series, I will be talking to you on the various documents that you can put, other documents that you can put together in order to submit a complete application, whether it's for a work visa, for visitor's visa, or for a student visa. So guys, hang on as I take you through the first part of this video. So guys, I will be taking you on how to create a portal that you can use to do all your applications in Canada. This portal is with the IRCC. IRCC is Immigration, Refugee Canada. So you go there, you sign into my secured account. And on that sign into my secured account, I want us to go through the GCKey. So you take sign in with GCKey. And under the sign in with GCKey, you take a sign up. So the GCKey is a special account that you use to do applications in Canada. So when you go now, you take the GCKey sign up, you accept the terms and conditions for GCKey. So I take accept. It takes you to the next area which wants you to put in to sign in a user's name. So you have to make a username that is at least six letters. So you put in a user's name. So my user's name here is Niba 2022, and you take continue. When you take continue, it says you create your password, so you have to put in a password here too, and that password should be at least 8 characters with capital letters, numbers, and if possible special characters. So you put in your password. When you put in the password, you validate. You have to confirm the password and then you validate it. So yeah, I'm busy putting my password, and when I'm done with it, I will validate. So I take continue, and I take continue. I just like my browser wants me to update it. I'm like, I want to save it so that next time I will just populate it without putting it again. So now they say create recovery. So once you create that user's name and password, you have a recovery question. You set a couple of recovery questions that if you have issues with this account, you'll be able to like use that to log into the account. So it's kind of like a security measure. So you have um, four questions that you have to ask, and you provide four answers. I always advise you to like use maybe like record the questions and answers on a special sheet and keep with you. Remember, this account is an account that you will use in Canada when you're doing anything that concerns any application in Canada. You'll be going through your GCKey account, and that is the account that you will use to do so many things like applications for any immigration program, for schooling, for work, and so on. So this account is very important. Most of the times in Cameroon, we don't even know when they ask you to like maybe go to do an application in Canada, you don't even know where to begin. So the place to begin is for you to start with with creating an account with the IRCC, that's Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada. Once you create this, you will now be able to like get into Canadian portal to put in your details there and make whatever application. So application for visitors visa, for study visa, work visa, and so on. Anything that you're doing in Canada um, that concerns immigration, you go through this account. So we have put in our security details and it has validated it. So now when you try to log in now, it brings you to this page. So you go down and take sign in or create an application or create an account to apply online. You click there. It will now require you to it will require you to sign into this IRCC. It says sign with my GCKey. When it takes sign with my GCKey, it asks you to put in your password and the user's name that we just created some few minutes ago. So when you put that, this will help you to get into the portal, and then you put in your personal information. So you have to put in the user's name and the password that you created before. Let's see what it wants us to do. Putting in our password. When you're done with that, you take next, and we go to the next step. Okay, so it has taken us into the system, and it's like welcome, Niba. So take continue. So one thing I want to say is sometimes when you're just creating this process, like trying to log into it will be like repeating. It will always take you back to like you have a kind of like a cycle. If you see that when you're doing it, it's going back to the same spot, like going to the language page and welcome for you to start to sign in again, and it takes you back there. That's okay. When you create the account, sometimes it behaves like that. All you need to do, you don't get worried. Just sign out, or you sign out and wait a bit, and then after a while, or you can change your browser and then you try to log in again. To you go to IRCC, you go to my secure account, and then take now log into my GCKey. You put in your user's name and password at that level, and then it will now kind of like take you into the system. So let's try it again. So we go to IRCC, my secured my secured GCKey. You now take my application, and within my application it goes to sign in or apply online. You take that option. So we're taking sign in to apply, sign in or create an application online. Yeah. So how do we want to sign into IRCC? We want to go through the GCKey. So you click the GCKey and you put in the user's name and password that we created. So for people who are in Canada, they can go in through another means like those partners that they'll use their banking information. But for you who is out of Canada, I think the best way is to go through the GCKey. So we accept the terms and conditions. So it has taken us in. So we take accept. Now it will ask us to create our account. So the first one that we used, it was just for us to get into the IRCC portal to get that GCKey. Now we are creating now an account in this we are creating now our account which will give in our personal information that will be recorded on this site. So you put in your first name, your last name is, first name is your given name, and then your last name is your family name. So you take your preferred language, I've chosen English, and you take continue. Now when you take continue, it will ask you to also answer some security questions. It will be good for you to also copy these questions and their answers. So here you put in the security questions and you put in their answers. So you can just ask any question depending on you, and when you ask the question, you should be able to provide an answer. And remember, these questions might be used subsequently, maybe if you have difficulties in accessing your account. So you have to save those questions and their answers jealously. Remember again, I said the IRCC account is very important, whether you're in Canada or you're out of Canada, because in as much as you're in Canada as an immigrant, and any application that you want to do, you will go through your IRCC account. That means you will go to IRCC My Secure account. Now you say, they'll ask you, how do you want to get into the IRCC portal? You say you want to get into the IRCC portal through your GCKey. So you click on the GCKey, you put in your user's name and password at that level, and it will take you into the system where you can do visitors visa, study visa, work permit, and stuff. Everything that you want to apply to as an immigrant, you will need to go through the IRCC portal. So this is what immigration agents do. They will come and tell you to give them money. Now they'll use all those details and everything that you do. They will create a portal in your name, and now they'll take your information, all the information that you have provided them. They will build this file on your behalf, and they'll be the ones who have access to it. So that whatever, anything that you want to do, you always come back to them and ask. But this is something that you can do it yourself. You can create the portal by yourself, put in your information, and you use it to do your applications by yourself. Remember, I said this, that's the essence of this particular channel, just helping us to empower ourselves and to be able to do things by ourselves. So when we have our 4 security questions put in with the answers, we will validate them. Please remember to save those answers and the questions jealously, because like I said, this portal is very important and you're going to use it for a long time. And if, like, maybe for some reasons, security issues, they can log you out, or maybe you put in the wrong password, they will log you out. They will now need those security questions and answers for you to be able to gain access to this account again. So keep those questions jealously. So I've been able to get into my account. This is Nibach's account. And so we see when we go down, they say continue an application you haven't submitted. Now on that, like towards the end of the page, they say start an application, So I'm like, they're asking if you had taken a survey before, you should put in the code there and continue, but I have not. So I just went down and fill out if you're eligible to apply. So that's it. So what would you like to do in Canada? So that's the question that they asked me. I say I want to study in Canada. If you want to visit, if you want to work, you put in now, depending on what. This questionnaire will help you to answer for you to generate the forms that you apply. So what do I want to do? I want to stay in Canada temporarily for more than 6 months, because my school program will be more than 6 months. Asking now, which country has issued my passport? I have to validate it there. It's Cameroon, so I put that. Where is your current country of residence? So where are you currently residing? If you're in Cameroon, you put Cameroon. Wherever around the world you are residing, you put that country there and you proceed. Do you have a family member who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident and is 18 years of age or older? So if you have a relative who is a permanent resident, you indicate it here. If you don't have, put no. If you have, you put yes. So like we'll go with no. Then they'll ask you now to put in your date of birth, your year of birth, like date of birth being year, month, and day. So you have to fill that in. So just bear with me. Like I've intentionally put some of the aspects of this video like slow, so that people can really follow and do these things by themselves. Okay. When you have done with it, you take next. You take next. All right, so let's go. So finally, if you are eligible, are you a lawfully permanent resident or United States with a valid US citizenship? So if you are somebody from the US, you put yes here, but for me, I am not, so I will put no. And you take next. So they're asking you, have you been accepted by a designated learning institution in Canada? I will put yes because I have my admission letter. They're asking for my marital status. I am married, so I will take married. Now, where do you want to locate in Canada? So you'll probably be selecting the province where your university or your college is located. So let's assume that we are taking New Brunswick because that is where I'm currently residing. So we'll put New Brunswick. So based on the information that we have provided so far, the portal has seen that based on my status, like what I've provided, I require but a study permit. So yeah, that's what I want. So let's proceed. Take next. So if you say you want to come and work in Canada, it will tell you that you need but a work permit. So because I said that my reason to come to Canada was to study, that's why it's asking for study permit. Do you have a valid work permit or not? So for those who already have work permit in Canada, maybe their documents have expired, they will select the answer here depending on that. But if you are doing your application for the very first time, you don't have any work permit, so take no. That's why you're applying. You want work permit. You want study permit. So are you an exchange student? Like there's people's program are exchange programs, so you put yes if you are exchange. If you are not, you take no. Is work an essential part of your program? If you have internship as an essential part of your program, you take yes. They'll give you partly like work permit for you to be able to do the work when you come here. But if there is no internship on your program as part of your program, please take no. Then the next question is are you a spouse or a common law person who is in Canada? So if it's your spouse who is applying, you're already in Canada and your spouse wants to apply, then the person will put yes. But since now I'm the primary applicant, I will take no. Are you accompanying a family member that has status in Canada or has recently been admitted to Canada? I'm not accompanying anybody because I'm the primary applicant, so I'll put no. But if it's your spouse who is applying to come meet you here, the person should put yes. But since we are doing it the first time, we'll put no. Have you ever committed? So they want to know your criminal status at this level. Have you ever been convicted or stuff like that? Depending on you, if you have been convicted, you put yes. But if you have never been convicted, you put no. So most of the time, the answer will be no. Have you had a medical? So they want to know if you have done a medical in advance, because doing a medical test is part of the process. So here we have not done any medical, so we'll put no, and they will require us to do it. So have you visited or lived in another in one of the designated countries for 6 months, 6 consecutive months? So if you have been living out of your country of birth or your country where you have citizenship for more than 6 months, you have to indicate that you've lived out of that place, and it will require you to get a criminal record from that country where you live for more than 6 months. So my response here is no. Next. Do you want to submit an application for a family member? So yes, I'm a student and I want to come to Canada. I want to come to Canada with my wife and my child. So I'll take yes. I want to submit an application for another person. So I'll be doing my own application alongside with application for my wife and my son. So if you are submitting application for more than one family person, please start with your spouse. So the first person that you'll be filling in here will be a spouse. So let's go. So what country does your family member live in? So where is my wife living? I'll select the country where she's living. If your spouse is in another country, just select where that person is currently living. Which country has issued that person's passport? So you put the country, the person's country of citizenship. So take for instance, like maybe you're a Cameroonian, you're a resident in Dubai, but you are born in Cameroon. So you put here like your spouse is in Dubai, but it's Cameroon that has issued the person's passport. Is your family member a permanent resident or somebody an alien to the United States? So if it's somebody who has permanent residency or green card in the United States, you put yes. But here, no, my wife is not, so I think no. What is your family member's current marital status? So you have to put the person's marital status. You cannot say that it's your wife and you indicated that you're married and here you come and put single. Like, it will not make sense. So yeah, the marital status here will obviously be married. And because if you probably not married and it's not your spouse, then you will not have any marital relationship with that person. So now you have to put in your spouse's date of birth. That is the year, the month, and the day. You have to fill it in the spaces provided. Will your family member be staying in where will your family member be staying in Canada? So are you going to be staying with her in the same place? So you choose where your university is, the province, or if she's going to be living in another place, then you choose a different province. Why is your family member like? So they want to see like what is your family member? What is your family member be doing in Canada? For me, if you're applying as maybe you're bringing your spouse in, since you're coming as a student, both of you cannot come as a student. So it will be good for you to indicate that maybe you want your spouse to come on an open work permit so she can be working in Canada and assisting you while you go to school. So you take open work permit. Has your family member ever been convicted? So you want to put in the person's criminal record here. If the person has been convicted, you put yes. If the person has never been, you put no. Most of the times it will be no. Has your family member had a medical exam performed by an IRCC panel physician? So if the person has done a medical test before, you put yes. If not, put no. I'm sure if you are not doing a test in advance, you put no. So there will also it will be something that will be required. Does your family member want to work in one of the following? So if your family member wants to work in one of the following, like daycare, working with children, working with the elderly, you have to indicate yes. And they will require maybe some medicals. There are some professions that require you to provide a medical record to be able to work there, like working with children in Canada, working with elderly. You have to provide that you're healthy to be able to work with those people. So yep. Then they're asking in the past 10 years, has your spouse given biometrics? Has she ever done biometrics before? If she has visited Canada before, they should have given her biometrics. But if not, you put no, then it will be something that will be required. You need to get biometrics. There are fees associated with this. So yeah, you take yes, I will be paying my fees. Because each application, there are fees related to each application, which you have to pay. Do you want to submit an application for this person? Yes. So now for the next person, I'm now assuming that I'm applying for the next person of my family, which is my son. So you will now indicate the person, where's your son resident, which country has issued your son's passport, and stuff like that. You're still going to be filling the information you provide here will be similar to the one that you have provided for your spouse. So is your family member a permanent resident or of the US? No. So my son is not. What is your family member's current marital status? So here, see, you have to put the person's marital status, but here I kind of like put my son. I made mistake and I took I put it as married, and you see that when I go ahead, it will reject it. So I need to come back and adjust his marital status to, because like the age there is it's very small for somebody to be married. That's why the system refused it. And they're asking, where do you want that your son or the child who is coming with you to Canada, where will the person be residing? So you probably select the province where you are residing to. So you see the error I'm talking about. So I will need to go back and adjust that marital status for me to proceed. So yeah, my son is not married and he's still a minor. So the option is never married, single. So that will be the last one. Now, yeah, last one. So it's never married. Okay. Is your family member currently or will they be living in Canada with you? So they're asking whether is this person currently living with a legal guardian, or so yeah, I'm like yes, the person is currently living with me or living with a legal guardian. So you put there. If your family member traveling with you, yeah, they're asking, is your family member traveling with you or with a legal guardian? The answer will be yes. Like, assume that maybe I want to come to Canada with my wife and my child or my children. So I'll take yes. Yeah, you can take yes. If you are going to come alone, then you can take no. But if you want to come with them, you take yes. So they're asking me now, like, what is the reason for my son coming to Canada? My son is a minor, so I cannot say that he's coming to go to school here, like an international student. No, I can also say that he's coming to work, and I cannot say that he's just coming to visit me to go back for a short time. I want to be here with him for the time for the period of my studies. So I looked at all the options. I did not see anyone that really suit his or met his situation. So I took the one up, the first option, which is like I'll give like so I'm like all other types, because I don't really see the one that meets his condition here. So that's why I took the all other type. Find out if does your family member want to apply for a permanent resident? No, we are just immigrants, and we are not qualified for permanent resident status yet. So I'm like, no. So they're asking whether your family member, has the person ever done medicals before, to know the person's medical condition. So it's no, and that person also will need to do medicals. So it's no. And they are also saying that there are fees that will be pertaining to this particular person that you're adding to your application. Are you willing to pay the fees? Yes. How you be paying the fees? You indicate that you are going to pay the fee. Do you want to submit another application? So since I've already done for my wife and my son, I will take no. But if you have another child, you need to indicate yes, and you put the child's details there too. So yeah. They're asking, am I giving anybody access to my application? Like those who will be using an agent, this is where the agents will sign in yes, and now they can also like log onto that site and do things on your behalf. But here I'm saying that no, which means I'll be the only person to be able to like have information about my application and stuff like that. So they're asking, like, talking about the cost for my own application, that I'm going to be paying some fee too. Do I agree? I'm like, yes, I'm going to be paying my fee. They're asking if I have done medicals. I will say no, I haven't done medicals. If I've done medicals before, I will indicate, but I haven't done the Canadian medicals. So I'm like, no, and that will be something that will also be one of the items that will be required of me. So after filling all that, you see, this is a summary of the questionnaire, and it gives the steps that I need to follow to proceed. Like step one, you have to make your account, then you have to upload, like make the various documents that you it gives the document that you have to provide. So I will take you through the process. Step 1, again, you use your account. We've created the account. Step 2, you save your application. So now this application, it's you can always come in, log in, and you fill some documents and you sign out. When you really have new information, you come and put in for other documents. So you save your application. After you save your application, you upload all the documents that will be required of you. You upload the document. You will see a portal, you will see a place where you need to put those documents there. The portal has already generated the documents that you are required for your application based on the questionnaires or this survey that we took. So when you upload all those documents and pay the application fee, it will now show you an option to submit. So until you have done all this, the portal will just be showing you exit questionnaire. So like I said, step 4, you have to pay your fees and then you submit it. So until you do all this, you will not find the place to submit. So that is it. So now when I take continue, it takes me into the portal proper. So you see, these are the forms that I will have to upload. I will have to fill them and upload them onto this portal. So I will do another video where I will walk you through how to fill each of these forms. Like, you need to be careful when you're filling the forms, make sure that you fill them appropriately. So I will do another video on how to fill immigration forms that have been generated by a portal based on the questionnaire. And I'll also be talking to you on like the other documents, what you need to put, like accompanying documents to be able to submit a visa application. So those ones, like a video, we should be expecting videos on these 2 areas subsequently. But for now, this is what we have. So when you get to this level, these are the documents that are needed for you, for you, the application, the principal applicant, for your dependents. Like for my case, in this situation, we have 3 dependents, and it shows the amount that you have to pay for all those things, be it like the study permit, study permit. You also have to pay work permit because my wife is coming as a worker. So pay my study permit for myself, my work permit for her, and other documents. So it will cost me 675 Canadian dollars. We can multiply this by 430 to know the corresponding amount in CFA. So that is how much it will cost me if I were to come to Canada with my wife and a son. So that is what it's going to cost me. So you can just go down now on that on this portal. You can log out of the application portal, and when you come back, when you want to log onto this portal, all you need to do is just to go to you can go Google search IRCC. When you Google search IRCC, it will take you to my IRCC secure portal, and then now you select how you want to log in. You take my GCKey. When you take the GCKey, you come back. Now you take sign in or submit, create or submit an application. When you click on it, it will take you to the GCKey. So what I've done here is, like, I've simply closed, I sign out of the account, and I want to show you how to log into the account again. So we go back to, like I said, IRCC. Under IRCC, take my secured my secured account, and under that you take my applications, and on my applications it will move you to create or submit an application online. We take that. How do you want to create that? You need to get into the portal. I want to get into the portal through my GCKey, so I will put in GCKey, and when I take the GCKey, I'll put in my username and password, and it takes me back into the portal. So when it brings me back into the portal, the next thing that you see, I can see what is happening. Like, whenever they send you a mail, they will tell you that there is a mail in this account. You go check it. What do they require from you? So I come back and I click on the option on continue application. So as I've clicked on this option, it will take me to the questionnaire page that I answered before. Like, there you can make some changes. If you can change your responses, when changing responses, it will also change some of the documents that will be required of you. So I take continue. It will move me to the next page, which will be showing the documents that it gives the procedure to apply, and then next it will show me the documents that I have to will show the documents that I have to upload to that portal. So these are the documents, like I said, and we will be doing some videos on how to fill this document. And yep, so far this is what we have. We'll fill the documents, we'll upload them there, and that is it. So guys, these are some of those things